Hello friends, dear learners and my dear student. First of all, I take an opportunity to welcome you on the lecture Ultraviolet Visible Spectrophotometry. I am Dr. S.R. Labde, working as Associate Professor in the Department of Chemistry. Student, in previous lecture we discussed instrumentation of single beam spectrophotometer and double beam spectrophotometer. In addition to this, we already discussed the additivity absorbance principle for spectrophotometric determination of two or more components present in the sample mixture. In today's lecture, we discuss the application of spectrophotometry in titrimetric analysis, and that is a spectrophotometric titration. Spectrophotometric titration are also called as a photometric titration. Student, we know that in visual titrimetric analysis, we are adding the standard solution into the analyte solution until the reaction is just completed. The completion of reaction in titrimetric analysis is detected by adding an auxiliary reagent in the reaction mixture, that is called as indicator. Indicator shows the color change at or near the equivalence point, and that signals the completion of reaction. The indicator which shows color change at or near the equivalence point of the titration, that indicator is said to be best indicator for the titration, because this indicator does not give the titration error in the measurement. When there is no suitable indicator for the titration, then there is titration error in the measurement. That means determination of exact equivalence point, that becomes a difficult task in visual titrimetric analysis. Indicator also does not work when reagents are colored. That means when reagents are already colored, then color change shown by the indicator is not distinguishable, and therefore here there is titration error in a visual titrimetric method. To overcome this difficulty, we can easily titrate the reaction mixture by measuring the absorbance, and we can determine the equivalence point of the titration. The titration in which the equivalence point is determined by measuring the absorbance of the reaction mixture. For the reaction mixture is called as spectrophotometric or a photometric titration. Therefore, in spectrophotometry or spectrophotometric titration, the equivalence point of the titration is determined by measuring the absorbance of a reaction mixture as a function of volume of titrant added. Now we discuss the principle of spectrophotometric titration. Spectrophotometric titration is also called as photometric titration when it is performed by means of colorimeter and in a visible region. And it is also called as spectrophotometric titration when it is performed by using a spectrophotometer in ultraviolet or visible region. Therefore, here on the basis of mode of measurement, this will be called as a photometric titration or spectrophotometric titration. Principle of spectrophotometric titration. In spectrophotometric titration, the reaction mixture is directly kept in light path. In spectrophotometric titration, the reaction mixture is directly kept in a light path and the absorbance of reaction mixture is measured as a function of ml of titrant added from the burette. Therefore, here is a microburette through which we can add a titrant, that is a standard solution. This is a reaction vessel. And here this is a quad window in order to pass the ultraviolet radiation. Here this is the stirring bar. This whole assembly is kept on a magnetic stirrer. This is a stirring bar. And here decrease in radiant power that is measured as a function of ml of titrant added. Therefore, principle of spectrophotometric titration is like this. In photometric titration, the titration mixture is directly kept in the light path of the instrument. Then absorbance of solution is measured as a function of ml of titrant added from the burette. If titration reaction is completed, a graph of absorbance versus ml of titrant added shows two straight lines intersecting at equivalence point. The volume of titrant and its concentration is then utilized for determination of concentration of analyte. This is the basic principle of photometric titration. During the course of photometric titration, we are adding a standard solution into the analyte solution, and absorbance of solution is measured after every increment of the titrant. Therefore, the volume of reaction mixture is continuously changing, and change in volume directly affect the number of absorbing species present in the solution. As volume is increases, that decreases the absorbance, and therefore during the total course of analysis we have to measure the corrected absorbance of the solution, and that we have to consider by considering the dilution factor. Therefore, dilution factor or dilution correction that is done in photometric titration, the absorbance is measured at every volume increment of the titrant. So, the volume of solution, volume of reaction mixture is continuously changing and that affect the absorbance of solution. Or therefore the corrected absorbance is measured by using a dilution correction. Dilution correction is done by using this formula, that is dilution correction in absorbance. Therefore, here A is equal to A dash into capital B into small v upon capital V, where this A is called as corrected absorbance, A dash is the observed absorbance, capital V is the initial volume of reaction mixture, and here this small v is the volume of titrant added at that stage of titration. That means here capital B is the initial volume of reaction mixture, small b is the volume of titrant added at that stage of the titration. In this way, the volume correction is done for measuring the corrected absorbance, and that is determined by using this equation. Alternatively, in photometric titration, if we use a large volume of reaction mixture and very concentrated solution of titrant, then change in volume is negligible. In this case, the added volume of titrant does not dilute the solution very much, and that does not affect the absorbance of the solution. Student, we know that in photometric titration, the absorbance of reaction mixture is measured as a function of titrant added. Photometric titration can be performed by measuring the absorbance of analyte solution, or it can be performed by measuring the absorbance of the titrant added in the reaction mixture, or by measuring the absorbance of reaction product. Therefore, we can measure the absorbance for determination of equivalence point either by measuring the absorbance of titrant, analyte, or a reaction product. Therefore, on the basis of this, photometric titration are classified into different types. Types of photometric titration. First type, in which only analyte shows absorbance. The photometric titration in which only analyte shows absorbance at the wavelength of analysis, while the reaction product and the titrant does not show the absorbance. Therefore, the photometric titration curve for this titration is like this. Photometric titration curve is a graph of absorbance as a function of ml of titrant added. This graph is called as a photometric titration curve. Now, first type of photometric titration in which only analyte shows absorbance while the titrant and reaction product does not show the absorbance. Therefore, the nature of this titration curve is like this. Here in this case, this is the absorbance as a function of ml of titrant added. Initially here, analyte showing absorbance at the wavelength of analysis. Therefore, absorbance decreases linearly and it will become constant after equivalence point. Therefore, we have two straight lines like this. Those are intersecting at equivalence point. This is a equivalence point. Here, decreasing absorbance is because of the analyte concentration decreases as we add the reagent or a titrant into this. Therefore, titrant when added, analyte is converted into colorless product. And then after the reaction, completion of reaction, absorbance is constant because here reagent does not use the absorbance at the wavelength of analysis. Therefore, this is a graph in which we can titrate para-toluidine in butanol versus perchloric acid, that is SClO4 at 280 or 290 nanometer. Therefore, at this 290 nanometer, para-toluidine shows the absorbance while perchloric acid does not show the absorbance. Therefore, as para-toluidine is converted into its oxidized product, After that, absorbance remains constant. This is a titration in which a analyte shows absorbance while the reaction mixture, while the reaction product and titrant does not show the absorbance. Now we discuss second type of titration in which the photometric titration in which only reagent shows absorbance at the wavelength of analysis, while the analyte solution as well as reaction product does not show the absorbance. We have to discuss the nature of titration curve for this reaction. Here, photometric titration curve for this reaction, in which here only reagent, that means a standard solution added from the burette, that shows the absorbance, while the reaction product and analyte does not show the absorbance. Therefore, here colorless analyte converted into colorless product, therefore absorbance is constant up to the equivalence point, and after equivalence point, extra addition of the reagent increases the absorbance. Then we have a L-shaped titration, inverse L-shaped titration curve for this, and that is this is the equivalence point of the titration. Here colorless analyte converted into colorless product by a colored titrant. Here titrant is colored, and here colorless analyte and the product. Therefore, as long as analyte is present in the solution, absorbance remains constant, and after completion of reaction, absorbance increases because of the absorbance of the extra reagent added from the burette. Here in this case, arsenic third, when it is titrated as a function of bromide solution, that is KBr plus KBrO3. This is a oxidizing mixture, have a brown color, and this brown color wavelength, the wavelength is selected at which this brown color shows absorbance. Here arsenic third is oxidized to arsenic 5 by this bromide solution, and after oxidation of arsenic third, here extra bromide solution gives the color to the reaction product, and therefore absorbance increases after the equivalence point. Now the third type of titration in which both analyte as well as reagent shows the absorbance, while the reaction product does not show the absorbance at the wavelength of analysis. Therefore, third type of titration in which the reaction product, in which titrant and analyte both shows absorbance at the wavelength of analysis. That is the third type of photometric titration, in which both titrant as well as analyte both shows the absorbance, while reaction product does not show the absorbance. Therefore, the photometric titration curve for such a reaction is a V-shaped titration curve. That means here in this case, analyte as well as reagent both are colored or both shows the absorbance at the wavelength of analysis. Therefore, this decrease in absorbance is because of decrease in concentration of analyte, which is colored one, and this increase in absorbance is because of increase in concentration of reagent or titrant. A V-shaped titration curve is obtained where both reagent as well as titrant shows the reagent as well as analyte both shows the absorbance. For example, if we titrate Fe second, that is a green color solution, with potassium permanganate KMnO4, here this type of titration use the V-shaped titration curve when we have to select a wavelength at which both iron second as well as potassium permanganate both shows the absorbance. In this case, iron third is converted to iron second is converted to iron third by oxidation with a potassium permanganate. Therefore, decolorization of solution takes place, and after equivalence point, the potassium permanganate remains unreacted, and that shows the absorbance at a wavelength of analysis. Therefore, this is a V-shaped titration curve obtained for the photometric titration in which both analyte and titrant shows the absorbance. Now the fourth type of the photometric titration, in which only reaction product shows absorbance. Reaction product shows absorbance at the wavelength of analysis. At the wavelength of analysis. While the titrant and analyte both are transparent at the wavelength of analysis. Only reaction product shows the absorbance. Then the nature of photometric titration curve for this reaction, that means as reaction product is formed in the reaction mixture, the absorbance increases, and that will be increases up to that stage when the reaction is completed. That means total analyte is converted into the product. Up to that stage the absorbance increases. After that the absorbance remains constant. This is a equivalence point. This is the nature of titration curve. Here, this reaction product gives the absorbance because it is absorbed at the wavelength of analysis. If we titrate copper second solution with EDTA at 745 nanometer, then we have such a type of titration curve. In this case, only copper EDTA complex, which is a dark blue in color, that shows the absorbance at this wavelength, while EDTA and copper second are transparent. Therefore, here as titration reaction proceeds, absorbance of the reaction mixture increases. It will becomes constant after the equivalence point. This is the nature of photometric titration curve where the reaction product shows the absorbance. In addition to these four main types of photometric titration is also performed for determination of mixture of analytes. Student, we discuss here the application of photometric titration in determination of two or more metal ion in the mixture. That is a more advanced photometric titration. Here, the photometric titration in which two cations are titrated with the single reagent, and we have to discuss here what is the nature of titration curve for this type. For example, here we can titrate a bismuth third metal ion plus copper second metal ion with sodium salt of EDTA, or similarly we can also titrate iron third plus copper second with a EDTA at wavelength 745 nanometer. As we know that at 745 nanometer, here only copper EDTA complex is absorbed. Therefore, here the nature of titration curve of photometric titration curve for this mixture of titration is like this. This is a absorbance as a function of ml of EDTA added because it is a titrant. This is the absorbance. In this case, in this titration, a mixture of bismuth and copper can be titrated with EDTA, or mixture of iron third and copper can be titrated with EDTA. Here, bismuth EDTA and copper EDTA are the complex form in the reaction. Here, iron EDTA and copper EDTA are the complex or the product form in the reaction mixture. But here, if we consider the formation constant of bismuth EDTA complex and formation constant of copper EDTA complex, the formation constant differs widely, and therefore here a bismuth EDTA complex is first formed. After complete reaction of bismuth, then copper reacts with EDTA. Similarly here, iron EDTA complex is first formed. Total iron is consumed by the EDTA. After that, copper reacts with EDTA and there is increase in absorbance. Therefore, nature of titration curve is like this. Here, as long as there is bismuth or iron third in the solution, absorbance remains constant. It will be increases as copper second reacts with the EDTA, and after that absorbance is again a constant. This is because of extra addition of EDTA. This is because of formation of copper EDTA complex, and this is because of formation of bismuth EDTA complex. Therefore, here this is a volume. This much volume is the volume of EDTA required for reaction with bismuth third, and therefore this much volume we can utilize for determination of concentration of a bismuth. Here this is the second equivalence point. In this case, from this point to this point, this is a volume of EDTA required for reaction with copper second. Therefore, from this point to this point, whatever the volume of EDTA, that we utilize in determination of copper. Therefore, bismuth as well as copper in the mixture both are determined by means of EDTA by this photometric titration, and nature of titration curve is like this. Similar type of titration curve is obtained when we titrate iron third and copper second with EDTA. Student, this is all about the different types of photometric titration. This photometric titration can be performed very correctly and effectively, and therefore very low concentration of analyte can be determined. Therefore, we can discuss here the advantages of photometric titration over the visual titrimetric analysis. Therefore, photometric titration advantages. Number one, the titration can be performed without the indicator. Titration performs without indicator. Second thing is that titration can be applied for colored solution. Titration of colored solution is done without the indicator. The exact or sharp exact or sharp equivalence point is determined by photometric titration. The absorbing impurities in the sample solution, absorbing impurities in sample solution does not affect the equivalence point, because change in absorbance is only measured and it can be performed to very dilute solution. Very dilute solution can be analyzed and can be performed at different wavelength, can be performed at the wavelength of absorption of analyte or reagent or a reaction product like this. Therefore, here we have a different types of application in photometric titration. These are the advantages of photometric titration. Can be performed without the indicator. There is no requirement of indicator. Color solutions are not titrated by using indicator, but here color solutions are titrated. Exact equivalence point is determined, and absorbing impurities if present in the solution does not affect the equivalence point, because only change in absorbance is measured. Very dilute solution can be titrated and it can be performed at any wavelength where the reagent or analyte or reaction product shows the absorbance that we already discussed on the basis of different types of photometric titration. Student, we saw one problem based on photometric titration. A photometric titration of a 50 ml Fe second solution against 0.01 normal KMnO4 was carried out at 540 nanometer, where KMnO4 shows absorbance. After correction in volume, dilution volume, the titration curve shows equivalence point at 5.6 ml. Determine amount of iron in the solution. Determine amount of iron in the solution. Now in this case here a iron second is titrated with potassium permanganate, and here iron second is converted to iron third and KMnO4 is get decolorized. After completion of reaction, KMnO4 remains unreacted and we have the equivalence point. Therefore here in this titration we have to find out the amount of iron in the sample solution. We know the stoichiometric relationship, that is 1000 ml 1 normal KMnO4 is equal to 55.85 gram of iron. Therefore in this case volume required is only 5.6 ml, 0.01 normal, and therefore amount of iron in this case is 55.85 into 5.6 into 0.01 divided by 1000 into 1. When we calculate this will be 3.13 into 10 raised to minus 3 gram, and that is equal to 3.13 milligram. That means this much low concentration of analyte can be determined by means of photometric titration. Student, this is all about the photometric titration. Now with home assignment, number 1, what is photometric titration? What is photometric titration? Second, give its principle. What is volume correction? What is volume correction? Explain different types of photometric titration. And last one, give the advantages of photometric titration. You can find out the answers of these questions. I also put all these questions through Google Classroom for your study. Student, this is all about the different types of photometric titration and their application. Now we stop here. I wish you all the best. Thanks for joining me. Keep learning. Happy